burnt to smithereens, isn't it?
Everyone's looking at you, especially with a camera, obviously. It just looks like a dystopian sort of horror movie, really. And it is all completely abandoned, and it's just obviously someone's thrown a brick in the window or something. Welcome to the most dangerous town in all of Kent. Now, I've been told by so many people not to come to this town, but I want to give it a chance. It has been ranked as having 181 crimes per certain amount of residents, which I put up on the screen for you. And it's such a massive amount per the population here that it is absolutely insane for a small town. Saying that, I want to prove its reputation wrong. I want to go here and show the positive side of this town. So join me today as we go for a bit of an adventure around the Isle of Sheppey and this town called Sheerness. Let's do it. Well, we're starting our adventure off with Sheerness Alley. There you go, you've got a lovely trolley down there. If there's a video I get stabbed in, maybe it's this one here, but the whole place, just from driving up here, there's a massive sort of bridge thing you have to cross, and it just feels like the end of the world. It just feels like the end of the world. There's literally nothing here between Maidstone, basically, and here. Where are we? What the hell? Oh, so it goes back there. In terms of looks, I mean, it does look rough, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's people's like fences just... Christ, there's a mattress. Just this barbed wire though, it's just everywhere, and it just makes it feel... I think the word that just comes to mind is just unsettling and bleak. And the one thing I've noticed as well from driving all the way through this place is it's very industrial, and I think the reason why this town's actually the second most deprived town in all of Kent is for one reason, wrong reason only. If you're not going to work in the industrial estates, there's not really much going for it. Tourists used to come here quite a lot back in the day, and we've covered this so many times in other videos, but Britain's tourism industry is in ruins, and as a result so many of the seaside towns are in ruins. But Sheerness, from what I've heard and its reputation, I mean, it's more than ruins. Look at this, just old cafes just left to rot and be abandoned. I don't know if that fish and chip shop is open. No, it's not. Apparently it is supposed to be open today. It's 11:30 on the dot actually. Christ. Truly guys, my mission for today is to genuinely find something positive. I never want these videos to just be, oh, this town is bad and here is why. I want to find something positive. I've heard there is some sort of fort thing going on, so we will try and find that, but I have no idea where to go. And I'm not using Google Maps. I want to get lost and I want to go down some random neighbourhoods. The word that does come to mind for sure is it's just bleak. That's what it is. But apparently the town centre's just up through here. I've got my fingers crossed here, hopefully it does improve a little bit. But let me read you a few statistics from the crime rate, because there's going to be someone who comments saying it's not that bad, you're just trying to get some more views. Well, as a matter of fact, let me show you exactly the crime statistics of this town. Per 1,000 people in this town, you've got 173 crimes. In a pretty small town, the population is like 13,000, which is insane. A big place like Luton, fair enough, but here, I mean, it's a very small, almost village town thing, right? Another thing to sort of mention is how it compares to the rest of Kent, and it's got a crime rate that's 94% higher than the average in Kent. And Kent is one of the most dangerous counties in the UK as well. And lastly, it's 103% higher than the rest of the southeast of England. Let that sink in. That is absolutely nuts. 103%. But so far, from the people that I've spoken to off camera, people seem pretty alright. I mean, I don't necessarily feel scared or anything yet, but we'll find out. One of the things that I hear people refer to in Sheerness is that it's basically a jail town. Now, there's a prison called Swaleside, or Stamford Hill, I believe is actually the name, and it's an open prison. There's two other prisons, I believe they're category B, But the open prison means the prisoners can leave during particular hours of the day, and where do they come to? They come to Sheerness. So let's see what we find here. How bad can it be? Anyway though, there is a massive old, and this is what I was talking about, the collapse of British seaside towns. Look at this massive amusement park. You've got Tempid Bowling, Bar, Tantra, where the hell that is, amusements, machines, and it is all completely abandoned, and it's just random. Obviously someone's thrown a brick at the window or something, but it's not even really been packed up yet, has it? My god. You could imagine a queue out here in the morning, couldn't you? Getting some coffees for the dog walkers and holiday makers, getting ice creams. Now look at it. Kids park with no one in it. Crackheads down there near McDonald's. And just barbed wire and abandoned car parks everywhere. I mean, even on this channel, there's very few places that have felt this eerie as it is. You feel slightly on edge in the town centre, but you know, you get these kind of places. I mean, it's just been forgotten about by the government. It's really sad to see. Just look at the roads. What a shame. Well, here we are. We found the beach of Sheerness. Seems to be sort of a mixture of like pebbles and sand, that sort of thing. Kind of reminds me of Bognor Regis, to be fair. Obviously it is November, so no, I don't expect this to have anyone on it, but literally minus that dude behind me, where the eye can see, literally nobody here. This is a deserted seaside town, mostly at least. We're going to check out the town centre. And from what I've learned from these videos, towns that have a lot of deprivation, a lot of people living on benefits, generally have quite busy town centres because they're not working. So I expect the actual town centre to be busy, but yeah, look at that. And look at this. This is an old abandoned sort of, it's like a telescope. It's not working though. It doesn't even move. That doesn't even go in, so you can't even use it if you wanted to. Wonder how old that is. Behind me here, we've got another abandoned sort of ice cream shack, but look how many years it's been abandoned for. If anyone's watching this from Sheerness, please let me know. Look at that. It's all, you can imagine kids would be queuing up here, sitting on those chairs, using the tables, but now just the paint's just all falling off. I mean, we've covered this a bit on the channel, but not to this extent. I've never seen a place that's just been left to rot, but this must have started many years ago, not even in the last sort of 20 years of Tory austerity and Labour just being plainly incompetent. What a shame. Everything here just looks like a dystopian sort of horror movie, really. Look at that vape shop with like the metal bars across it and like the CCTV sign. I feel like I'm in Skid Row or something, and the rotting door. Bloody hell. If you go this way, obviously this is one street back from the town centre, right? It's not going to be as glamorous, but to be honest, the town centre wasn't much better. These are behind the shops, so there's obviously nothing really going on. Look how much beer there is. I've never even seen that brand of beer before. Crikey. Well guys, that's all I'm gonna film in Sheerness town centre. Bloody hell, it's one of those places where, because you're not from here and it's such a small place, I think people realise that. So you're walking down sort of the main street, everyone's looking at you, especially with a camera obviously, and they know why you're here. Most dangerous town in Kent. You know, the Jaywick of Kent is what people are calling this place, and I kind of understand why. Fallen holiday resort and all of that. Once again, it's just a weird place. Like, what is that? You see that weird building up there? Like, what is that? It almost looks like some sort of windmill thing. But with the low buildings, it does give you that Jaywick sort of vibe. Speaking of which, that looks like a massive abandoned building. I'm gonna see if we can go in there, actually. Sorry, go for it. Cheers. Alright guys, we're in. If there's somewhere I get shot by a homeless person, it is in fact here. That's why I'm keeping my voice down. Massive place though, isn't it? Look at that. I don't know what that used to be, but hopefully we're going to get some clues and find out. But it just seems like the locals' dumping ground for like random stuff. I mean, you've got your teenage pregnancy, the beer, and a McDonald's. Could it get more English? Jesus Christ, let's go down here. I've just got a feeling someone's in that building. I've just got a feeling. I can see a bed in there. I don't know if you can see it because of the wide angle lens, but I'm not going in there in case there's a dude with a dagger. We will try and get in the big building though, because that is too impressive. That's worth getting stabbed for. That building though, I mean, yeah, no thank you. Jesus, just look at the litter everywhere. Another mattress. It's always single mattresses as well, isn't it? Every town I go to like this, it's never a double mattress, it's always a single. Teenage pregnancy, I guess. Oh, okay, I see an entrance. Okay. Just hear pigeons everywhere. Look at this. Just burnt to smithereens, isn't it? So high up as well. Alright then. And there's just some random fur on the wall. That is... Why the pigeon noise is quite scary. And look at this, you can just see the burnt out chairs and all sorts. Nah, this is creepy. This is really creepy because everything's black and there's this random like bats and pigeons and stuff like that. Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, let's explore the nice part of Sheerness, if there is one. Let's go and explore that fort. Let's check it out. There you go, there's some gentrification going on. Building something, maybe something modern and nice. Help the residents out. No one's actually working on it though, because it's England, but you know, they're trying-ish. That's mental though, the houses are still going for about 300 grand a piece here. £300,000. Now you can borrow for a mortgage about, what, 4 times your salary. What's the average salary here? So, before we check out Sheerness's historical and tourist sites, what are my first impressions of this small town? Well, you know what, I've been to towns in Kent that have felt more dangerous. From my personal experience of only going there once and only here once, I'd actually rate Chatham feeling less safe than here, interestingly. Chatham's got way more to do. It's also less run down. It's probably the most run down place I've ever been in the entire UK, maybe even in my life. Saying that though, it feels like an 8 out of 10 dangerous. Chatham was like, you know, like a 9, you know. 10 being I would have to go back home type thing. So yeah, like it feels a bit sketchy, but my heart rate's not really increasing. It's just a rough run-down town really, but everyone I spoke to has been all right, but don't feel confident enough really to shove cameras in people's faces. Like, do you know you're living in the most dangerous town? You get a smack around the face. So if you guys want to support my adventures around the world, feel free to buy me a coffee. Link is in the description. Thank you, I appreciate it. Here's a tourist site for you guys if you ever plan on visiting the most dangerous town in Kent. The big anchor of the Isle of Sheppey, everyone. Riveting stuff, I know. Look at that weird sign. You've got 4 different languages. You've got English, French, Espanol and German on there. I guess it is quite an industrial site. Lots of people from different countries are coming here, but to be honest, every single person is bald if they're a man, every single person is overweight, and every single person is white. It's about 50% crackheads, 20% young youths on bicycles doing wheelies, and the rest sort of pensioners that look like they've seen better days. I'm sorry, but it's true. Well, I was gonna walk there, but it doesn't look like you can get in. In fact, that is a metal door. Shit. Well, that was the most dangerous town in Kent, Sheerness on the Isle of Sheppey. Overall, yes, it did feel very rough. However, compared to other towns in Kent, to be honest, it's just rough average, I would say. I wouldn't say I felt any less safe than, say, Dover. I probably felt more safe than Chatham, safer than Gillingham. What an interesting place, and I don't understand why the tourist sites are sort of blocked off. I mean, the one thing this place had going for it is completely blocked off. This is definitely and easily the last time I will visit Sheerness, and quite frankly I wouldn't recommend you visit. There's that cool building and that anchor, but aside from that, that is all I can really show you that is positive. And on that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.